Welcome to Dork Lords. Today we're going to talk about Avengers Civil War. And yes, there will be spoilers. So, first take, Mr. Bunton.
I enjoyed it immensely. That's my first take.
I saw a 3D IMAX version. Loved it. Was, obviously, any review is going to be basically comparing it in some ways in your mind to Batman v Superman. Which...
That movie sucked.
Like half the world wants to punch you in the face for it.
Yeah, you've seen it. You know that it sucked.
Well, it's got Ben Affleck in it. So there you go.
Let's see.
Yeah, but he actually is a decent Batman. All right, we're not talking about the movie.
Whatever.
But only in comparison to this movie, in that both movies have, two heroes that are set up against each other, and there's an outside force, and they have to try to unite it, but in this one, actually, there's consequences.
Yes.
As opposed to Batman v Superman, where there's really not... I mean, he's buried, but not really. Oh, there's dust coming up, so he's alive. I thought they did... the version of Spidey is cool, because he's like a 15-year-old Spidey.
Yes.
Instead of
a... they casted him...
Gigantor,
yes.
I'm 25-year-old Spidey.
I've heard people saying that what is he? He's from the Manhattan, right? He's from...
Queens?
Queens. He's from Queens.
He's from Queens. That's a big
People
deal.
said
You're from
apparently
Brooklyn.
this Queens accent was very good. I didn't notice it.
Okay.
So I can only take people's word that it's because he's an English guy. So he's an English guy playing an American. Does he have a Queens accent? I don't know if he does.
He describes that old movie Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, he does.
Very
old, I think
as he's
he said.
tying the legs of the AT-AT.
Which was weird. That was neat, but you would think someone of his age would know that film.
Well,
but he didn't.
I don't know about that.
He didn't say the AT-AT. He said the Walker thing.
Yeah, he said the Walker thing on the ice planet.
No, there are plenty of young people who have not seen that.
Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's true.
But not everybody.
Kids go watch that movie.
Dress their kids up as stormtroopers. Not everybody does that.
All right, here's a quick little deal. I noticed there's more than one parallel to Empire Strikes Back in this movie. Yeah. So they mention it, obviously.
Yes, that's one.
Okay, there's one. Bucky loses an arm.
True. Yes, true, that's true.
And Bucky is put on ice. He's put into a he's like carbonite.
It's 3.
There's like a carbonite type scene.
Right.
I don't know. There's probably
There was?
Did you say through the end credits? Producer Steve?
No.
Oh, producer Steve! You always say the end credits in any Marvel movie. There were 2 scenes you missed, my friend. Let's just say them right now.
Oh yeah,
spoilers.
Really.
Okay, so the first one is.
Wait, spoilers.
This is actually kind of funny in that Captain America spends the entire movie going, "Look, you're not going to put my friend Bucky in prison." And then the first post-credit scene you see is Bucky going, "I think I should probably be in prison." Okay. So Bucky puts himself on ice. So
his defense, Bucky didn't realize that there are people still out there, I guess, downloading it from the internet. Like, oh, here's your little code words.
Yeah, great car, homecomings, now I'll kill you. But yeah, so anyway, as much as Cap was trying to keep him out, I guess the fact that he made the choice to prison himself is fine. But it's just funny that at the end result is, he's on ice like everyone was trying to get him in the first place.
Right.
So there was that scene.
In prison, that means he could be out in the general pop, as they like to say there. Some people could be trying to shiv him, or you could be shivving other people. So you see, putting him, in
suspension,
Disney's coffin or whatever, that could work out.
And they put him, so he's in Wakanda. He's with Black Panther is guarding him.
Yes.
Basically.
Does Disney own Marvel?
Yes.
There's the tie-in.
Yes, there you go. See, right? Carbonite,
preserve his head.
So
the second scene, real fast, is Spidey is back home and he's like addressing his wounds, and Aunt May's like, "Oh, did you get in a fight with a guy named Steve?"
Yeah.
But you get the idea that she knows. She kind of has this little smile, like, "Okay." There's like a little knowing smile that I kind of think. I bet you Aunt May knows and just didn't say anything.
I don't think so.
You don't agree with that?
No, because he's putting his life in danger.
I know, but
that's like really irresponsible.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be all right.
She's a horrible caretaker.
Yes, she knows.
Was that Marissa Tomei?
Yes.
All right, she still looks great.
Yeah, people are saying hot mom.
Yeah.
MILF.
Well, it's like Tony is hitting on her, basically.
Yeah,
right.
Well, the actors have been before in a romantic comedy, so there you go.
Which when was that?
I don't know, when they were much younger.
Oh,
What do you think of Zemo?
While I liked the look of the comic Zemo,
Right, with the big purple mask on his face.
yeah. I like the guy from the Bazooka Joe comics. I think that it was good that he was just sort of the emotional, catalyst that was making them fight. So I like that. I liked, so I liked Zemo, even though it's like you can sort of say that was what he was doing, is just attacking them, making them
It
fight.
seemed a little improbable that one guy could pull all that off. Like, he didn't seem like he had a team. But I'll go with it. I mean, I like the idea that he came from this place of pain. I liked that he added to Black Panther's arc, and it was like when Black Panther's like, "Look, you're obsessed with revenge.
Right.
Tony's obsessed
I
with
see
revenge.
how bad that looks on somebody
Right,
now.
I'm jumping off the revenge train."
Woo!
Yeah, so that was kind of I like that. That was a nice arc to him, and and they didn't kill Zemo off, so. Which I applaud, because it seems like every time they create a villain, they just get rid of him. He's still around. He's in
Yes,
he's
still
in jail,
around. Yeah,
but they could bring him back.
they could conceive. I'm glad they didn't kill him. I don't like when they kill villains, because you want to bring him back. But then it becomes a question if you can make a story interesting, which I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But but the real thing that he did, that you could say if he didn't do anything else, you would still pretty much have the movie, is he made himself look like the Winter Soldier and then blew something up. Blew all those people up. How much of a team do you need for that?
Okay. All right. This was actually something. Okay, so Thunderbolt Ross comes in. He's like, "Hey, you guys have been loose cannons, and I'm going to show these graphics." And you see all these things of like, this is New York and Washington, D.C.,
Right.
Sokovia.
Right?
It in the corner, it's got the casualty rates.
Oh, yeah.
They're actually not that high.
I know.
Okay, aliens attacked the largest city in the U.S. and the casualty rate's like, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 100.
Yeah.
I'm like, 100? Like, really? That was you're gonna put that on the Avengers? Like, that's like a building's worth. And like the entire city was under attack. Same thing with like Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Hydra took over the government,
right.
and like 80 people died.
Right.
You're like, oh, okay, I wouldn't want to be one of those 80 people, but it didn't seem like, other than Sokovia, I think you can kind of put Sokovia at the feet of them because Tony created Ultron, and so then he created the problem. But in the other case, it's just like the problem came to them, and the casualty rates are actually pretty small.
Perhaps those were Avengers responsible adjusted numbers.
Oh,
you see? I just thought of that. Oh.
Okay.
But then what that should mean is the Sokovia one should be
right, exactly. Sokovia was also like 200. It was not.
No, it wasn't.
It was in the low hundreds.
12,000.
An entire city was raised into the upper atmosphere and then dropped onto itself, and
I think
a couple hundred
I think
people
it
died.
rested naturally, didn't it?
It just so happened that a couple of hundred were like, oh yeah, the parents of the really obsessed evil guy that can do horrible things.
At some point, obviously, they were in some meeting, and then someone said, "Is that the number? Whoa, let's lower those down. We want the audience to be rooting for these people."
Exactly. I think you're right. I think that's why those numbers are so low. Because if it was come out as like 20,000 people, you're like, whoa, okay. It would be, you wouldn't have to choose then. Because it would almost be like, of course they need to register because look how many casualties. But instead, it's at a number where you're like, do they need to register?
Yeah, you want the audience to be like,
know.
I can live with that.
Yeah, assuming I'm not dead. Anyway, very good movie. What do you see as like the next? How does this lead into Infinity War then?
Well, there's a secret Avengers, right? I mean, they're not. Presumably,
they're
we have
off
to
the
see
books, off the
where
grid.
they are with that, and then I guess this incorporates Thanos. So that's where we got to see how everybody gets back together. I guess gets the band back together.
Get the band right. Thanos will bring them together. Thanos will be the Doomsday.
There you go.
Just to bring it back to that awesome movie, Batman v Superman.
Rip off.
Producer Steve brought up the fact that interesting plot point. Hey, we got to go stop these 5 other Winter Soldiers, and then they show up, and the guys have all been shot in their tanks and they're dead. And it's a somewhat of a letdown, but it's also a change-up because you were expecting this big fight.
Right.
I would say
it would have been a crazy fight. They would have probably lost. Because look at how
they'd use superhero logic and they would win.
Look how great Bucky was. He was invincible
in
Winter Soldier, which
and clearly
he
from
still
the
is. Now
from the clip,
they're better than him.
They're better than him.
And there's 5. They wouldn't have had a chance.
So they would have died. It would have been horrible. But the thought I would make is another parallel to that awesome movie, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Okay, so in that movie we had Batman v Superman. It's in the title, and then they fight, and then they're like, "Oh no, there's Doomsday. We should all get together and shake hands." And they kind of missed the thread of like what's the main part of this movie, Batman v Superman. In this movie, I think the producers wisely thought, it's kind of Iron Man v Cap. Let's keep that as the big thing. So if we throw in these 5 Winter Soldiers, suddenly that becomes the point of the movie.
Yeah.
Instead, the focus of that last battle was Iron Man and Cap going at it.
Yeah.
And that became this final battle instead of, we're going to fight these 5 guys that you had no connection to 15 minutes ago.
Right.
Which I think that's a good idea.
Oh,
It's a good move.
Yeah, but it's just the way that they could, fake out, what's Zemo up to? Oh, is he gonna spread the world? Because he was like, he wanted to burn the world down or something. He said, but really though, he wanted to burn down the Avengers, and therefore make everybody not think about these guys in the same way anymore.
By the way, if you're ever like talking to a guy and you're like, "Hey, I wonder if this guy's a good guy or not," and his name is Zemo, or if it starts with a Z, or if it's like, Doctor. If he has a doctor.
Dr. Zachary. Zachary Smith, for instance.
Just saying, dude has an evil name. Now, they didn't call him Baron. I think that would have been, if he had been Baron Zemo in this movie, then you're like, okay, that guy's evil. Now here's a thing. Could Zemo have saved himself a lot of effort? Because he went through a lot of effort. We can agree with that.
Sure, yeah, we can.
Could he have just made a copy of the VHS tape and sent it to Tony? Hey, Tony, check this out. And, signed anonymous. Oh my God! Same idea. He still hates everybody. You don't have to do all that stuff.
Well, but then you wouldn't have all the other people, fighting each other.
Sure.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
And also, it's like, well, everybody, if you were like, why are you beating up Winter Soldier? That guy didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Oh, well.
But that's a good idea. A really great point. But he did bring them to that metal silo. I think it was. It was
the
a
lab
silo. It was a silo, yeah, because he said he tried to shoot him through the glass. He goes, "This is meant to withstand nuclear blast, so you're not."
I'm just saying, it's probably
so that he probably got him in there to trap him, so the tension mounted, and they have no choice but to fight there, rather than Tony getting the VHS in the mail and flying out.
Of all the toughest job he had to do, other than I got to torture this guy, I got to imitate a scientist, the toughest thing was like, and I got to find a VHS machine. How do I? Oh my God! My plans. Wait, stay outside for a second. I'll be right back. YouTube clip. Send it.
Right,
anyway,
exactly.
That's how, Spidey. This is how we found Spidey. This is how you find the dude who killed your parents. But no, anyway, yes,
I thought
there was more to it than just sending
all
the
these
tape.
steps he had to go through.
Yes.
Be at this place at a certain time, make a bomb, get VHS, make sure you get the RCA cables for it.
That's right.
He
goes to Moscow. He's like, oh my God, they use a different plug-in. These RCA cables are useless.
Right.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's really bad what I'm going to show you. But hold on.
Yes.
What,
It's just got color bars. Oh man!
Hold on,
Somebody striped this tape.
Where's the VCR cleaner?
White balance. Oh man!
It's funny, but whoever's watching this right now, younger, they have no idea what we're talking about.
So this movie did a whole lot right. And the new characters are great. Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Black Panther were great.
I'm very happy.
Both of them are going to get their own solo movies, so that'd be cool.
Yep, that'd be good.
And so thumbs up.
Yes.
This is the Dork Lords saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Civil War.
We.
We.